I said the Pledge of Allegiance, all through my life in school. And then when I got into college, I took an African-American history course.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
And then when I got into college, I took an African-American history course. And I started realizing that the actual Pledge of Allegiance doesn't apply to a lot of our citizens.
This video is brought to you by the Austin Tatum Store. The Austin Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, my book, you can get the signed copy or you can get the unsigned copy. All you have to do is go here right at the top. It's featured all of our premium merch, similar to what I have on right now. Our flannel, our jacket collection is the coldest jackets you're ever going to buy. We have love. We have these noggin hats, which are huge hats. They're huge hats for when you go to events and you want to be an ultra fan. All of my favorite items, and 50% off the entire clearance rack. Not the store. See, I almost got you. In the entire clearance rack, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite items, we put them on clearance because we want you to get them out of the warehouse so we can get our new stuff. We just got all of our printing machines. We're going to be printing our own merch, and we need you to get the stuff out of the warehouse. We got accessories as well. We got mugs. We got everything. Get it. 20% off if you put in God First. You put in God First, you get 20% off. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime we're live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get in this. Listen to another woman on The View. I mean, The View literally gives me all my content because they just get dumber and dumber. Let me let you listen to this woman on The View talk about how the American flag, what was her name? Sunny Hostin. She's talking about the Pledge of Allegiance and how it didn't live up to its expectation, while she's probably making millions of dollars talking stupid on The View. Roll the clip.
The problem that I have is with this narrative of American exceptionalism that we've been taught since we were kids. I mean, I said the Pledge of Allegiance, all through my life in school. And then when I got into college, I took an African-American history course. And I started realizing that the actual Pledge of Allegiance doesn't apply to a lot of our citizens.
Well, they weren't including us.
Yeah, it hasn't met the dream of being exceptional. It hasn't met this country, hasn't met this dream of being this beacon on a hill. And so I think the Supreme Court has already ruled you can't force anyone to take the pledge. But I think until we really meet the promise of what this country could truly be, then we shouldn't be touting us out as exceptionalists.
The one thing I would say, loving your country is not saying your country's perfect. I love this big, beautiful, flawed nation. We strive, and it says in the Constitution, to form a more perfect union. And that's something I think we should internalize and constantly striving for progress. One thing I take issue with, though, is I am well aware of the flaws in this country, and that's, I think, engaged citizens are the ones who are going to fix them. But there's a little bit of this narrative of, like, Europe's got it all together. We're a big mess. Like, I would just point out, France bans the burqa, even though they have the largest Muslim population in Europe. As an Arab American, I'm sorry, that's racist. China, the competing global superpower against the U.S., currently has Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps as we speak. They edit black people out of films in China. Racist right there. Iran is killing women and protesters simply for not wearing the hijab properly. And by the way, some countries in Eastern Europe criminalized homosexuality until very recently. Not just said you can't get married, criminalized.
Don't forget the honor killings, where you can kill someone in the name of morality.
Those are not our friend countries, by the way. Most
no,
of the
but there are other options.
Iran and China are not our friends.
But I think we put Europe at times on a pedestal. Every country on earth grapples with the issues we're dealing with, including racism. And I think we should strive to do better. We should strive to be the leader, and we're not there yet. There's more work that needs to be done. Final thing on patriotism. Ukraine. When Zelensky was given more weapons from President Biden, you could see the gratitude of when America shows up for their allies. That is the country that is fighting for its sovereignty, that is patriotism, and that's why they're beating their lives.
I feel like Sunny Hostin is a complete idiot. But the other young lady made some really, really valuable points. I mean, she kind of woke a little bit because she ain't got the backbone and the spine to actually stand up on everything. So she kind of punk out. When it gets a little tough, she say a few things because that's what they paid her to do. So I don't have a lot of respect for her. However, I think she made an incredible point over what Sunny Hostin said. You know how stupid that is? I used to say the Pledge of Allegiance is like the country don't live up to what it said. And you on The View giving a distorted view and making $1.6 million doing it. But the country don't live up capitalism has allowed you to make $1 million to talk on the television, and you ain't got to be smart. She the dumbest woman on TV making $1 million. Top 1% earner in the country, and you I almost cussed. And you being and complaining. What are you complaining about? And the other young lady made an incredible point by saying, okay, yeah, go live in these other countries and see what happened. Go live in other countries and see how much you like America. The Pledge of Allegiance, I used to say it, and I didn't even mean. These people are just dumb. They're so ungrateful. Just the ungratefulness of some of these people is just mind-blowing to me. We live in the greatest country on planet Earth. There's no other place that any one of us want to live. You may watch some Hallmark video during the holidays and think you want to go live in Europe. You don't want to go live in Europe? Talk about racism. How many black people live in Europe? Okay, that's what I thought. How many black people are moving to Europe? People ain't trying to die to get over to Europe. They dying to get to America. And the funny thing about it is the dumb people that live here in America are the ones that don't like it. People, they on boats and walking 40 miles. I mean, more than 40, hundreds of miles just to have a chance to be in America. And the dummies that are here make $1 million on TV, they're just not living up to what is said. Not everybody get the American experience. You got people coming over here, can't even speak English, and they got landscaping companies. And y'all too lazy to do nothing with your time. It's not your fault. It's not the country's fault that you dumb. It's not the country's fault you don't want to work. They ain't got nothing to do with America. America ain't bad because you want to go to prison. You the one want to go rob people. You the one want to sell drugs. They ain't got nothing to do with America. And thank God America isn't as punitive as other countries. Look at what's his name? Tate. Andrew Tate now. I heard, I got to do a video about that. I heard that Andrew Tate, the girls that was supposed to be against him came out and said that they lied and that they didn't coerce him. They used to work for Andrew Tate and everything they did was willful. And the judge was like, I think they lying. They're victims and they're lying. You got to think, they've been sitting in jail and they ain't got no charges against them. You know, they're detained in jail, no charges. Imagine living in a country like that. We live in a country where a fool get caught on camera killing somebody and they got to go to trial to prove his innocence or to prove his guilt. In our country, you're innocent until proven guilty. You need more than reasonable suspicion to sit in a jail somewhere. But in this country, for the most part, the justice system is very fair. And a lot of time our country take pride and put a lot of effort into making sure it's balanced and fair.